Hello, hello. Oh, there we go. There we go. Wow. My mic updated, and I had to. Never mind. Anyway, welcome everybody to the chat, to the stream. We have Willow, Holy Chamber, Dean, Fardine, Remser, Freddy, Dante, Kenma, Lingen. Wow, a lot of people already. Welcome everybody. Anyway, yeah, we're here. I'm here. I am excited to be here. We only have like 4 days left till Yelan. So, give me 1 second. Camera. Gotta get the camera on and stuffs, you know, and stuffs. Tell me about you, chat. How are you today, chat? Tell me about your day. Willow's cat is angry. It happens. It happens. You guys can hear me, right? No one has. No one. Okay, Fardine mentioned something. All right. I didn't hear any direct you know, I'm just, you know, I'm a little paranoid. Okay. Anyway, give me a let's oh wow. That's we're gonna zoom out a little bit. Wait. Well, that's perfect. Wow. Absolutely perfect framing. You're very hyped for the patch. I'm pretty hyped for the patch too. I'm excited for the patch. Oh, let me turn down the music a smidge. All right. Well, I've got my game up. Let me just do that. Welcome everybody to the stream. Face cam moment. You know what I mean? Let's savor the moment. Okay. This tea, delicious, cold, nice. Hope everyone is having a good day. Welcome, Exhausted Axolotl, to the stream. So the lore video is recorded. I did want to mention that. And I'm excited for it. Okay? I'm looking forward to it. Momo is working on a couple. Drop a like for the tea. Yes, drop a like on the stream, everybody. Remserp's playing Nino Kuni. Oh, how you liking that, by the way? Curious about how that's going for people. Like, some people I haven't heard anything yet, really. Debayon told me how he felt about it. That's pretty much all I've heard. 3 days until the patch. So much is coming. First lecture healer, so much more. Yeah, Kookie's on the second banner though. But that's fine. That's okay. How many hours to record it? It took me like 3 or 4 hours to record it. But it took a lot of bad takes. I will give you guys a little, I'm gonna give you, because, okay, here's the thing. Momo is gonna edit it now. But Momo is doing some school stuffs, and school stuffs is obviously more important than editing my video. And so like, it's gonna be like probably 3 or 4 days until the video's done and stuff. So I think maybe we can expect these at most twice a week. Seems like a good cadence for them. Because I want to I want streaming to be the primary time focus, and then I can do the lore videos as like a video focus. You know what I mean? Like I can have those two focuses, the lore videos and the streams, and I can stay on top of that. Like I'm not going to get overwhelmed with just two things to handle, you know? And then I can do discussion videos and other relevant videos as I see fit, but just as like a consistent series to have. Yeah. Welcome, Haley. But anyway, I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek at. Hold on. Come on. Do the thing. There we go. Hold on. Gotta turn my light up. Oh, it's too bright. My light is set to 69. Nice. Anyway, so I use this gel on my skylight for the lore videos. How do you like the lighting? It's like super cozy. You know, it's like, it's nice and relaxing, peaceful, slightly warm in color. And then, I also use a voice. I use a voice in the videos. And I don't know if I can. It's just like it's exactly what you would expect. It's like story time with Flo. It's very chill and relaxing. And I'm like, why hello, I didn't see you there. And I go all into the like sipping tea persona. You know what I mean? Would you like to hear a story? But yeah. It fits well even with streams. Yeah, it does. Although it's a bit dark. Hey, Freddy. Like, I have to turn my light up a bunch. A sneak preview? I don't have any. I just have raw clips, and you guys cannot see raw clips. I'm sorry. You're not getting me on that. No siree. Ugh. Lore videos are actually ASMR. It should be very, like, I want it to be very pleasant experience to listen to the videos. All right, hold on. Where's the start screen? Boom. 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 Gotta kill my clone there. Goodbye, clone. It's nice knowing you. All right. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for lore videos, guys. It should be fun. It should be good stuff. Flo needs an intro with a red robe and a bubble smoking pipe. Yeah, you know what? Like, if people like that vibe, I will probably lean into it even harder. You know what I mean? No blooper reel. Oh boy. R.I.P. Clone. Welcome, Autumn. So here's the deal with blooper reels. Momo said that he might do a blooper reel, but you guys are gonna have to bug him, okay? You're gonna have to. No, I shouldn't say this. That's such a bad idea. Why am I telling you this? What am I saying? He will not do a blooper reel. Do not ask him. Don't do it. So anyway, we're gonna do some dailies on Genshin here, on the Genshin. Now we're kind of on a little bit of a slow period for Genshin. I'm gonna try to farm for Yellen if possible. So they didn't put it in the Twitter, but on Hoyoverse, they announced her kit and her materials. Did you guys know that? That like, they you know how they normally post the cards on Twitter where it's like, it has like the basic information about their kit and a little circle with them doing the skill in the middle and then other stuff? They put that on Hoyolab, I mean. Not Hoyoverse. They put that on Hoyolab, but they didn't put it on Twitter like they normally do. Yeah, so it's released. It's released. Every bit of her kit now we know about. So Yellen scales off of max HP. All of it. Her charge shot, her skill, and her burst all scale off max HP. which is interesting. She's not even split scaling. Like when I saw that her burst scaled off max HP, I was like, oh, she's gonna be split scaling. That's how they're gonna get her. But no, she's like Albedo. Or well, no, she's not even like Albedo. She's like she's just great. I mean, it looks like her kit is fantastic. All of it scales off of, like, attack is like a dead stat for her. Like I'm pretty sure what they meant by it wasn't that she has a passive that makes things scale off of HP like Hu Tao. Like no, it's literally like HP scaling on her abilities themselves. That's what it said in the skill descriptions. Which now I'm thinking that like a Kokomi that can crit, yeah, pretty much, like, you know, obviously can't heal, but like what I think they're trying to do is add another layer of complexity to the game. Oh, hey, say hi to stream. Say hi to Freddy stream. Say hi to stream, Freddy. See, he said hi too. I don't know if you guys heard. I hope you guys can hear his meows. He's a very vocal boy, but he's very cute. But anyway, one thing that I'm thinking is that they're trying to create, so you have your elemental, your units have elements, right? Boom. Your units have weapon types. Boom. Your unit has all of those different ways to synergize. But now they're adding different scalings. So like we have a defense scaling team. I think they're going to try to make like an entirely HP scaling team. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we get like an HP version of Goro that basically buffs your HP. Like, and then that's going to be like a direct buff to Kokomi. That's going to be a direct buff to Yellen. That's going to be a direct buff to any other character that scales off HP. And because this is happening so close to Sumeru, and I'm guessing that in Sumeru, Hydro is going to be an incredibly important element for some reason, just a hunch. It's being a goof. But anyway, are you allowed to talk about your Yellen artifacts? Yeah, you can tell me what set you're going to use for her and stuff if you want. I feel like I know pretty much everything about her kit now. I'm a little salty they didn't tweet out her kit information, because I always just use the Twitter as my, like, is this a leak feed? You know, like if I'm checking to see if something's officially announced, I just check the Twitter. But now it's like maybe I should just have a feed for Hoyolab instead, but I don't even know. Anyway, point is, I think they're working towards having like an HP scaling team, which would be cool, because that would even benefit a lot of units we already have, like Hu Tao and Zhongli. You know, like there are a lot of split scaling or mostly HP scaling units in the game already, and they are advertising Yellen as a as a DPS. Like they are advertising her not as an off-field sub DPS. They're advertising her as a main DPS. For that reason, I think that her burst is likely not going to do a lot of damage. Her burst is probably going to do as much damage as Xinqiu, or maybe just a little less. And then I think that the majority of her damage is going to come from her bow shot and her skill. Especially because here's another thing that I've been thinking about. As far as internal cooldown goes, Yellen is going to be really good as an off-field support for Hydro application, potentially for vape teams, right? Now that's great and everything, but one really interesting thing is that Yellen has Ganyu potential, in the sense that she has two different kinds of one-hit attacks. Like the reason why Ganyu, her ICD is so wonderful, is because she has the charge shot, which has, you know, no ICD. Every single charge shot is going to proc a reaction. Just fantastic. Same thing is going to go for Yellen. Every charge shot will proc a reaction. Another interesting thing is that her skill only hits once. Any skill that only hits once will proc a reaction. So she will also be able to react off of her skill which seems like it's supposed to do more damage than like maybe Ganyu. So like she may not be able to do as much charge shot damage as Ganyu, but her elemental skill also being able to like reverse vape or, you know, whatever else you want to do with it is probably pretty powerful. But then you have her burst, which is what you would want to focus on if you're leaning into like freeze, or if you're leaning into like taser. Like I'm guessing for freeze and taser teams, you're mostly going to want to use her burst. But for like an on-field reverse vape carry, reaction carry, you're going to want, oh my god, to focus on her charge shot and her skill, because they're going to have the best scaling for reaction-based damage. Which I'm actually, I've thought of a few different combinations of characters in my head, and I'm really excited to try out a bunch of them. Really excited. Now what's really interesting, guys, and I don't want to, oh, my light is actually not in the right spot. That's why Freddy is so dark. There we go. One thing I want to mention, now this is very important, okay? So do keep this in mind. Benny is going to be useless for Yellen. Attack is a dead stat for Yellen. If she only scales off of HP, which is what it sounds like, then attack is a dead stat entirely. That means that her bow is probably going to have like a crit. Like, I don't even understand what they're, like, what's the point of it having a base attack? Like, is the base attack literally just for like her auto attacks? Like, her auto attacks don't scale off HP. That's the only part of her kit that doesn't scale off HP. So does that mean that base attack, like, it's going to be really interesting. But the point that I want to mention is like any attack buffing, like Thrilling Tales or any other kind of attack buffing is probably not going to be very good for Yellen. She's probably going to rely very heavily on Animo Shred. Archaic Petra is another really good option for buffing her damage. But we don't have like an HP buffing unit. Does that make sense? Like, there's no Goro for HP yet. So kind of like Hu Tao, but like that's the thing is that attack, how do I say this? Hu Tao does gain damage from attack. If you give Hu Tao an attack sand, like if you take off all of your artifacts on your Hu Tao and you put an attack sands on her, she will do more damage. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not more damage than an HP sands, because the HP sands is just better. But it's just really interesting. Like, Hu Tao is technically split scaling. It's just that HP is more important than attack for Hu Tao's scaling. Yellen, on the other hand, is going to pretty much be like really, to illustrate what I mean. Let me like, you go into Goro's stuff right here. Okay. Oops. So, okay. So you see how it says skill damage right here? And then it tells you what it scales off of. If it says nothing, it's attack. If it says nothing, it's attack. Scale damage, 167% defense right here. You see that? For Yellen, it's probably going to say skill damage, some percentage HP. So I think that Yellen might feel kind of weak at first. It depends. If they plan on adding an HP scaling support, like a support that buffs HP, which I think actually isn't entirely possible. I think that's ridiculously possible because we have a Goro and we have a Benny and stuff like that. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that, like, if you have a really cracked Benny, he might not do anything for Yellen. If her skill damage seriously scales straight off HP and there's no attack interaction other than for her normal attacks, then yeah. And like I said, her best friend is going to be VV Shred. Like, you're gonna want Animo units, or Archaic Petra, and she might feel kind of weak, because if she's releasing without a support like Goro for her, like without an HP buffing unit, then it might feel kind of underwhelming. The other side of things, oh my gosh, guys, Ayato also scales off HP, and then this, oh. Hey, Nicole. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, if they release an HP scaling like Goro unit that like boosts attack, or not attack, that boosts your HP of your team, that'd be cracked. Like my Kokomi would become amazing. Whew. Okay, let me see here. What about her weapon that come around her banner? Could be like Staff of Homa. It could be. Is that how you farm without using Claymore users? That's pretty cool. You never thought of that before, honestly. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just plunge attack over and over. I'm really pampered because I have Kazuha, and so like a really fun trick with Kazuha. A couple like catching can do this too. Is you climb up on something, you jump, and you get your first plunge, and then you use his skill and you get your second plunge, and it's easy clap. Easy clap. I think after Sumer release onwards, they're gonna try to make characters less reliant on Bennett attack buffs. Bennett nerfs are coming, guys. I think that, okay, here's the thing. I've been thinking about it a lot. I no longer think that Dendro is only gonna scale off EM. Hey Dahlia, welcome. And Friskies, welcome. I now believe that Dendro units are going to scale off of HP, and they're gonna scale off of Elemental Mastery. So like Dendro reactions are going to scale off of EM, but Dendro units, a large chunk of them, maybe not all of them, but a large chunk of them are going to scale off of HP. I would be so willing to believe that. And here's another reason why I believe that. There's a couple reasons, okay? And I'm gonna you will understand once I'm done explaining this, okay? Okay. So give me 1 second. We have Ayato and Child, right? Yes, indeed. So let me move myself over here. That will make Bennett useless. Not useless, just more specific. So we have Tartag and we have Ayato, right? We have these two units. Actually, I'm better down here. Tartag scales only off attack. That's it. He just wants attack. That's it. Kamisato Ayato, he's split scaling. He splits off of attack and HP. Like you kind of want HP more, but attack is also really useful, and it depends on your stat balance. It depends on much of stuff. But if you give Ayato Sara or Benny, it'll still be useful. It'll still buff him. If Yellen, who can we imagine? Look, Mona, just imagine Mona is Yellen, okay? Just we're pretending right now, okay? If she is entirely scaling off of HP and has no attack scaling, that means we have one Hydro unit, one Hydro driver that scales only off attack, one Hydro driver that has split scaling between attack and HP, and one Hydro DPS driver, whatever you want to call it, that scales off of HP only. So you have every flavor, like you have every kind. So that would be the team I was trying to figure out what would make them different from a team building perspective in the long run. Like, how do you pick between Tartag? How do you pick between Tartag, Ayato, and Yellen? You know what I mean? Like, how do you pick between these, right? Well, a really easy way to pick between them is depending on what your team scales off of. Let's say you're running a Dendro team that has a bunch of HP scaling units and maybe an HP buffer. You're going to want Yellen, or maybe Ayato, but probably Yellen, but Ayato would also work. Now, if you're running a reverse vape team or a vape team at all, like that with Zhongling and Benny, you know, whatever, Tartag scales off attack the most, you know, and I think that makes perfect sense. And then so we also have other things. Okay, that's my first reason as to why I believe this. Another reason why I believe this is because Hu Tao is an partially HP scaling unit, and she has the Blood Blossom. The Blood Blossom procs every 4 seconds. I wonder, like, if you were attacking a bunch of Dendro enemies or something, and you were to, or like if you were to want to, okay, let me rephrase that. If you're attacking a bunch of enemies and you want to burn them, what would be like one of the best ways to guarantee that you're going to get a burn? Let's say the burn lasts 5 seconds, maybe 4 seconds. What would be the best way to guarantee that you're going to keep getting burns consecutively? Well, you're going to need to apply a lot of Dendro, and you're going to need really consistent pyro. But the thing is that you're not going to need a lot of pyro, because it kind of seems like burn is going to be very consistent damage, but it's not going to like, all you need is for the elements to connect. You don't need to worry about other factors. Okay. So you just need the elements to connect and react. Okay. Hu Tao's Blood Blossom has no internal cooldown. Every single hit reacts, and it's like 4 seconds long. If I'm gonna do a burn team, I'm gonna use Hu Tao, because she also, so she's got this right here, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. Like, ever since Hu Tao came out, I was like, this is really not that useful right now. Like, the Blood Blossom is useful, but it's not that useful. If you add in Dendro, this is gonna be really useful. And then you have the fact that she was HP scaling way back then, and it's kind of like interesting to this day that she was like way back then, you know, the first HP scaling DPS or whatever. And I think it's just hinting at the fact that she's going to, oh my gosh, Dendro's gonna scale off HP in Elemental Mastery. And rant. Okay, anyway, if that didn't convince you, then I don't know what will. That's the end of that. I literally don't even know what I'm doing right now. I did a daily, and then I think I started just meandering while I was like, I walked across like half the map while I was just talking. All right, let's save that one for last. Oh, indigestion. One of the best things about Yellen is her range of artifacts. According to Yellen Main's emblem is her best in slot. You can use mix, match, two piece. Yeah, she seems like she'll probably be pretty flexible with artifacts. I don't know. I actually don't think emblem is always going to be her best in slot. I don't think so. Because if you are running a reaction team, like if you want to reverse vape with Yellen, you're not going to be using her burst all the time. Like, well, you might have her burst up, because like her burst gives you a damage bonus, but you don't have to, you have to normal attack to get her burst to proc. Let's say you want to reverse vape with her. Well, you need to apply pyro, and then you need to use her charge shot or her skill to do a big vape, a big reverse vape, right? And so if you're normal attacking and applying a bunch of hydro everywhere, unless you have Klee, you're not going to be able to apply enough pyro to outdo the amount of hydro that you're applying, and then you're not going to be able to vape with Yellen at all, and that's just not going to work. So what you would need to do is not normal attack, and you would need to wait until, and actually it works perfectly because it says with her burst that her burst will attack when you use her skill. So you can apply the pyro, you can charge shot an enemy, and then you can go into her skill and you can dash, connect all the enemies, do a big reverse vape, and then her burst will attack. And then you can reapply the pyro and repeat. But in that instance, Emblem is actually probably not going to be doing the most damage. In that instance, the skill and the charge shot are going to be doing the most damage. I almost always accept co-op requests, but I'm sorry. I just want to do my dailies. I don't. There's a gnat. You're gonna get me killed, gnat. All right, so let me see what you guys are saying here. If Kusanali Dendro Archon has some form of consistent Dendro application, I think Klee can work since she has insane Pyro application. Yeah, I've been saying that too. Is that Dendro is going to be? Oh my gosh, I probably should focus on what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, I think Klee will be great for burning. I think that Klee will be great for burning, for sure. And I don't think that every Dendro unit will scale off HP. I just think that there will be there's probably a considerable amount of Dendro units that do scale off HP. Including probably an HP buffer. Like we might, the HP buffer that I keep talking about, like HP version of Goro, probably is Dendro. Either Dendro or Hydro. I think it would only make sense for them to be Dendro or Hydro. And we don't even know what Dendro resonance is. You know what I mean? Like Dendro is gonna have a team resonance too. And we have no idea what that is. For all we know, Dendro resonance is gonna be... What if Dendro resonance is the HP buffer? Like... I don't know. We'll find out. You just want the Cosmo rerun? Aw, Sag, I feel that. My geese came by, you're gonna feed them? Aw, cute. Flo, do you think there will be more ER scaling units in the future? Yeah. That's like almost... That's kind of like Electro's thing. Like... Animo scales off Elemental Mastery. My brain. Sorry. Geo has a significant amount of defense scaling, but it's not all defense scaling, right? And then, my brain is not working. Electro units, a lot of Electro units have energy recharge aspects. I don't even know what to call it. They're like, they have chunks of their kits will include things about energy. And it could be as deep as what it is for A, and it could be as simple as what it is for Sara. Like for Sara, she literally has this thing where her ambush will restore energy, right? But that's like not that useful. That's like it's like an accessory, you know? It's like, it's just a small part of her kit. But yeah, every Electro unit will have something to do with energy recharge in some way, whether they're burst dependent or whether they have like an energy recharge scaling or whatever. I think energy recharge scaling is going to be quite rare, to be honest. If Yellen scales off of HP exclusively, another thing to think about is that Mona will probably be a good buffer for her in a weird way. Like you're gonna want raw damage buffers. And that would actually make sense to why she's a damage buffer. Like Yellen has a passive that increases your damage bonus. And I was wondering why it wasn't like increase your attack or increase your, you know, increase a stat or anything. It was just like literally increase raw damage, which sounds kind of crazy to me. Like I'm kind of wondering what that is even about. Because like, the fact that she has damage buffing makes Yellen possibly life-changing for speedrunners. Like, you know how speedrunners sort of create like a lot of hype over, like, because, you know, character kill thing real fast, people go like brain go burr or whatever. If Yellen has damage buffing, I mean, it might be better than Thrilling Tales buffing. And in that case, you would want to bring her over like a Barbara with Thrilling Tales, or like Kokomi with Thrilling Tales. And in that case, she could change up the game a lot for speedrunners, which I don't care about at all. Normally the Archon has a stat that everyone scales off of. Sort of. Not really though, because Zhongli scales off HP. If we get an HP buffer, Zhongli will have HP and attack buffer. Yeah, exactly. Which will raise the damage ceiling of those units. Like, imagine if you're a Hu Tao main and they release an HP buffer that doesn't heal you. You're gonna be over the moon. You're gonna be literally over the moon. You're gonna be so excited. That's gonna be a huge thing for like Hu Tao mains. So like, it'll actually retroactively affect game balance, which is kind of interesting to think about. Now I know why Dendro can't be Swirl, because you want to buff other elements. Dendro is a support element for more reaction damage. Probably, yeah. Dendro is probably very heavily a support element. I don't think they want the support elements to play together a lot, because it is not smart for them to encourage you to run all of the support elements together, because like, if you can run all the support units together and you're doing as much damage as you would with a team with a DPS, but with all supports, why would you bring a DPS? If you've got healers and shielders and buffers and all this other stuff, and you're doing just as much damage as you would with bringing like a hyper carry team, why would you bring a hyper carry? You wouldn't at all. So they need to make it so that support elements don't really create a lot of busted teams together. Like, that's why Sandstorm teams are not broken. Because if Sandstorm teams were broken, like if Geo and Animo had a broken reaction, then running those two elements together would be just cracked. And then it wouldn't really, like, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get too into it. It's just like, it seems fun when you think about it from a limited point of view, but when you get really deep into team building, it actually makes a lot of sense for them to not let the support elements have crazy damage reactions. So I don't think Dendro is going to react with Animo or Geo. I don't think they'll have any reactions. I don't think any of them will react. Geo might react. Geo has a chance to crystallize. I could see that, but pretty much nothing else. Only because crystallize isn't really a damage reaction. And you could use it to clear Dendro off enemies, which could be useful. Let's see here. Let me catch up. No. An HP buffer would make some sense, especially if Baisu's kit ends up being similar to Hu Tao's. I mean, who knows? Yeah, though Emblem can work best as burst DPS. If you talk about her weapon, as of now, there's no HP scaling weapon, so 3 stars can work. Yeah, our weapons. I can actually see Baizu being HP scaling. Yellen damage buff plus Mona damage buff. Hu Tao high HP to attack scaling. Zhongli rush ship. Be fun times. Yeah, I don't see how Animo would interact with Dendro. That would break the game, but we are already doing that. That's why supports will have longevity. The mono geo teams will be broken if Animo can swirl. Hoping geo causes corrosion. I mean, break it down beyond repair, aka C-section. Huh? Hey, Kenma. Welcome. Lisa's the only electro unit that I played that has energy issues. I mean, it's just for electro units. It's just that you need enough ER. Like you have to balance their stat. No one wants to build energy recharge on their units, but for certain units, it's really important. Also, we are living life right now because I just forgot to turn in my daily commission. So we can farm Yellen books, right? She's prosperity, right? I'm pretty sure that I remember that Yellen does prosperity stuffs because we can farm her books. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that exciting? Energy issues with Lisa. Put Oathsworn Eye on her. That's a good point. That is a really good catalyst for that reason. Dendro plus Geo equals corrosion? No, I don't think so. Either Dendro plus Geo will do crystallize or it'll do nothing. And I think that's pretty much the end of that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Also, Exhausted Axolotl reminded me to grab the Discord link. Anyone that's new and hanging out, enjoying the vibes, all that good stuff, whatever it is, I'm pinning the Discord link in the chat there. If you would like to join the Discord, more than welcome to be there. We would love to have you there. Lots of friendly people play Genshin and other games, and we vibe, okay? We do voice chat, we vibe. It's a great time. If you want to like the video and help me out, help boost me in the algorithm, I would love that. It'd mean a lot to me and Freddie who's napping back there. If you're not liking the video for me, you could at least like the stream for Freddie. That's all I gotta say about that. Can Animo have shield? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, could an Animo unit have a shield? Sure, we haven't seen one yet. The only Animo shield we see in the game is the Fatui guy that has the shield and then he punches you. But I don't know. We could get an Animo shielder. I don't know if we ever will though. I mean, if we do, I'd imagine that would be what, like, they run out of ideas kind of thing, you know? Like, man, we're really out of ideas. Like, let's just do an Animo shielder. Oh gosh, I forgot what I was doing. I gotta farm these prosperity books. Okay. You have goose photos? Pog. Yeah, if you want to join the Discord, Exhausted Axolotl is gracing us with the wonder of goose photos, which, you know, how could you say no to that is the thing. Oh, speaking of other games, there is a game to keep an eye on that could actually compete with Genshin. Wuthering Waves? Wait, Wuthering Waves? From Kuro Game? Hold up, what? Whoa. Yo, I play Punishing Gray Ravens. Wash is saying that Kuro Games, the makers of Punishing Gray Ravens, are making a new game. Oh my gosh, dude, I love Kuro Games so much. I love Punishing Gray Ravens. That game is great. It's such a free-to-play friendly gacha game, and it's like legit really fun. It's not super time intensive. Oh, it's great. What is this? I'm looking them up on Twitter right now. Story rich open world. No way. Oh my god. Dude, Kuro Games is freaking making it right now. They're gonna do an open world game. Hold up. They have a teaser. Hold up. Hold the phone, guys. Hold it. Give me a minute.
Their Calumet arrived. without a sign.
I don't know where to put you guys.
World shattered, without so much as a sigh. What is left untouched by all this pain?
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean? What happens? Full trailer drops in 3 hours? Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna stop streaming until this trailer comes out. Guys, I'm gonna freaking play this game. I don't know anything about it. I'm gonna play this game, guys. Holy crap. Holy crap. If you've never played Punishing Gray Ravens, let me just give you a little information. Punishing Gray Ravens is kind of like Honkai. It's like an action fighting gacha game. And it's an extremely good game because it is very free to play friendly. Let me explain the banner system for you in PGR. Punishing Gray Ravens. And if you want to download this game, I would highly recommend you do so. Whale or free to play, it's really good. The story is kind of cheesy, the translations aren't perfect, so that's the only thing that I would say if I had to complain about it, which I don't even want to complain about it because I think that's cringy to kind of complain about. Like, they're a smaller company, okay? They're kind of a smaller company, so just be aware that their translation team isn't like the best translation team in the world, but they try really hard. Anyway, the banner, when a new unit comes out, they have a debut banner. That debut banner is 60 pity. If you get to that 60 pity, it's a 100% drop rate. So if you get to hard pity, there's no 50-50. You get the unit. And so the beautiful thing about that is that if you're free to play, you have enough time to save up for hard pity between every single release banner. So if you're free to play, you can earn every single unit in the game that comes out without spending, just by hitting that 100% drop chance when you hit hard pity. And if you get lucky and you get a unit early, then you can save those extra resources to go for weapons or units you've missed, or like if you start later on in the game, you know what I mean? So like it's extremely free to play friendly. The weapon banner is amazing because it's like every weapon is always on the banner and you can select what weapon you want to wish for. Dude, it's such a good company. They communicate a lot with their fan base. They've been going for a long time in CN, and they released PGR globally last year. And I'm so freaking excited to see them like work on a bigger project. Like, I've been wondering that for a while, because like, how do I say this? PGR is a great game. Punishing Gray Ravens, great game. I love it. But it is kind of like it's like their version of Honkai. You know what I mean? It's like literally like their baby that helped launch them into the world. So Punishing Gray Ravens is a little bit outdated as far as like what you would probably expect from gameplay in a normal, like it's not open world, for instance. You know what I mean? And like they reuse assets and situations, and like, except for the characters. The characters are really unique. They have really unique kits, unique animations, unique skills. Like, all of that's really unique. It's just like the enemies aren't very complicated, you know. It's like you're fighting infected robots. Like there's like 20 models for the enemies. Like, there's not, okay. Anyway, I was curious to see when they would do something bigger. They've been growing because of PGR, because it's a good game, and it's, like I said, it's extremely friendly for like free to play. So they've been growing, and I've been curious to see like what are they gonna do with this newfound, you know, wealth that they've gained, and this newfound I don't know what you would call it, but like, okay, here's one thing that I've noticed. Their name recognition has gotten a lot better. And so I think that, oh man, this is awesome. You've never played PGR, but you're open to trying that open world? Yeah. Here, we're gonna dump, normally I farm artifacts, but I'm gonna dump all my resin here today on this domain because Yellen is prosperity books, right? I'm gonna double check right now because I do this every time. I doubt myself. Yeah, she's prosperity. And she uses the ruin snake, which I need to start farming the ruin serpent. I don't think I've ever collected resources. I don't think I've like I fought the story serpent, but I don't think I fought the open world serpent yet. Wash says, don't forget that PGR will have the Nier Automata. Yeah, they're gonna have the Nier crossover. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be exciting too. The Nier team is really strong in PGR, and you can get them for basically free. Like the Nier team, they're cracked. I've watched a lot of Rexcellent playing PGR, and he loves the Nier team. They're so good. Hey Milo. Hey Raps. Who has time for all these games? You're still learning. Oh, God. I mean, like, let's be fair here. I'm doing this as my job, so, you know, and like to be honest, not all of the games I'm playing right now I will play forever. Like Genshin, I'm gonna play till this game dies. I've made a commitment with Genshin. Normally I don't do that actually. Like normally I don't stick with games forever. Because I just haven't had a game in a long time that I've really cared about. Like I when I was younger, I used to stick with games for longer periods of time. But then as I got older, I kind of just became dissatisfied with the state of gaming and the state of games in general. And kind of lost a lot of my interest in it. Like when I was younger, it was really easy to get sucked into the simplistic lore of a video game universe and stuff like that. But when you're older, you kind of like need more to care about it, if that makes sense. Like I feel like the older I get, the more I actually care about like character development, like time, like consistency and lore, like, you know, like just a lot of things. And I think that games are a bit shallow for a lot of the story and stuff nowadays. Flow being the primary example why older games were better. Yeah, like back in the day, let me put it like this. They couldn't sell you on a gimmick. Like, you have a jetpack that can fly around and you're shooting 3 different kinds of missile launchers while your friend parachutes in with a mini nuclear warhead launcher, and then you're going to get like, they never used to have these gimmicks in games that would like make them look flashy and exciting because they didn't have the technology to do that. So they had to write stories that were good, or do something really creative, or else it would flop. But nowadays it's like factory producing video games. Like it's very, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's easy enough for these companies just to like mass produce garbage, because like I think it's a common meme now. Most people are aware that like the Call of Duty games, for example, they literally copy and paste their base game code over for the next one. Like I think there's this meme where it's like Call of Duty 2 or whatever, and then they just like delete the 2 and add the 3, and they're like, whew, made a whole new game, guys. Like that's literally what they do nowadays, and it's so frustrating. So one thing that I'm seeing is that these gacha companies, like Genshin, like Hoyoverse, previously Mihoyo, you know, Hoyoverse, or Kuro Games as another really good example. these companies are coming up, right? Like we're all sick of these AAA titles. I'm sick of AAA titles. I'm sick of cheap games that are just lifeless, boring, gimmicky, grindy for no reason, and then leave me feeling like I wasted my time. You know what I mean? And so you get these companies that actually have passion in their projects because they're not rich. And then they get rich because they have passion in their project, like with Honkai and, you know, MiHoYo and Genshin. And then you have games like Kuro Games with Punishing Gray Ribbons. It's not the best game in the world, but they love it. And so people are willing to support the game because they love the game and they love the developers and they want to see them do more. And I think that really what you're seeing is the consumers taking back the market. Like you're seeing consumers pay with, you know, vote with their money, essentially. Like we've decided like, hey, we're going to allow these other companies to take the money that we would be spending on your game, your AAA game, because we believe in them and we're hoping that they're gonna just do better. Is that crazy? I don't think so. So anyway, FIFA 23 coming soon. Oh my God. Overwatch 2, Overwatch 2. Yes. Yes. You know that meme? That meme where it's just like, yes, yes. Like literally that. Oh my God. It's cringe. That is the cringe. Overwatch 2 is the... Oh man, that's cringy. It's so cringe. Anyway. Is the story good in Punishing Gray Ravens? Yeah, it is. It is actually good. It's like I said, the translations are a little sloppy, but if you get far enough into the story, I bet that you would enjoy it. Because I'm what am I at? Like I'm at like chapter 13 or something. I've been so busy with all the recent game releases. I've been mostly just doing dailies and stuff in PGR, and I haven't pushed the story in a couple patches. And also because I actually find it more fun. Like I get really into the story when I'm doing it, and I want to just keep going. You know what I mean? And so only having one chapter to do takes like an hour or two, but then I kind of want to do more. So now that I have like a bunch of chapters to do, I can actually play however much story I want. And then I can stop when I feel like it. And then like, hopefully I can stay just far behind enough with the story that like I never hit the current. And I'm rambling so hard. Bruh. You still watch Overwatch League? Don't make fun of you. I won't make fun of you. I don't care. I used to play Overwatch. Like when it first came out, I played that game. I just can't play shooters anymore. I get too angry. It throws off my groove. I got something in my eye, bro. Like I feel like struggling. Okay, I agree. I have bought the least amount of AAA games these past couple years than I ever have. Same. Because I'm sick of it. Like I don't even like, you know what? Like I used to risk it. Like I used to, like you would see a AAA game coming out and you'd be like, all right, this time it's gonna be okay. Like maybe they'll do better this time. And then they don't, and it's like I'm sick of it. So I used to always have a new game I wanted to buy and play, but now it's rare. Exactly. And that's why I prefer a game like this, you know, like a game that I'm generally really satisfied playing. Like, do I want, again, the obvious disclaimer, like, do I want things for Genshin to change in certain ways? Of course I want this game to continue to improve because it's like my favorite freaking game since a very long time ago, you know, like this game makes me feel like gaming did when I was young, and it was like fresh, you know, and it was like there was like good stuff. Anyway, I want Genshin X Demon Slayer collab. I've heard that so many times, Mombo. I've heard that like so many times. I don't know why that one is so common. Like why? Oh, is it because of Aether? Is it because of Zach Aguilar? Because Zach Aguilar voices the MC and Demon Slayer, right? So like it would make total sense for him to do a crossover. Wouldn't it be kind of weird though? Like if they did a Demon Slayer crossover and the MC from Demon Slayer is like talking to Aether, and it's like the same. It's like Zach talking to himself. It's like, That would actually be really funny though. Although I picked Lumine, so it wouldn't really matter for me. But yeah, I bought Gran Turismo 7. I was expecting full game experience day one like it was back with Gran Turismo 4 in 2004. Instead, I get a product half-ass finish, which is going to become a live service game. That's what I've noticed nowadays, is that like it seems like it's almost impossible for a company to just release a game and for it to just be like a finished good game. Like literally Elden Ring. I can think of Elden Ring, right? Like that game came out. There are some, like, you know, it's not perfect. It's got some optimization issues or whatever you want to call it. Fair enough. But Elden Ring is a finished game. It's entirely done. It's got hundreds of hours of content if you want to take that much of the game or whatever. But like it's a finished game, and that's like a rarity nowadays. Nowadays companies I think it makes more sense for games to be live service nowadays because they take so long to finish, and having the input of the consumer the entire time that you're developing something is actually incredibly important because it allows us to have more of a voice. Like they're building Genshin in front of us and they could do this all behind closed doors. But the fact that we're able to respond to them and they're able to get our feedback and the overall feelings of the player base and what, you know, maybe some of our opinions towards what they could do in the future, I think it's very valuable for the company and for us as gamers. And I bet that I'm gonna feel super good in like a couple years when the game is like more fleshed out, like Genshin is, and my account's gonna be super built out, you know what I mean? Ayaka and Kazuha already gives me massive Demon Slayer vibes. You still want Genshin X Honkai collab? That would be interesting. I would like to see that. Subscription games are far worse than gacha games, and you can't tell me otherwise, so suck it, EA. Oh, man. Yeah, like, I don't know, man. You know what's really funny? I was watching a podcast. I'm not going to name names at all. I was watching a podcast, and they were talking, I will say that they were talking about Lost Ark, these two creators. They were talking about Lost Ark. And then they were talking about, like, mobile games or something, and one of the people on the podcast mentioned that they couldn't believe, like, if you what is it, he basically said if you cover mobile games, you're like selling an addiction. Like if I, like, to use Genshin as an example, by me streaming Genshin and enjoying it and playing it for people, I'm like enabling someone to get addicted to spending in the game, essentially, is what he was saying. And then I stopped and I thought about that for a second, and I realized that the guy who said that has spent like thousands of US dollars on Lost Ark. Like they've admitted before that they've spent thousands of dollars on Lost Ark. And Lost Ark also has a battle pass. And they have like cosmetics for sale, and they also have a subscription service that you can buy. Like a membership, like a what do you call it? Like a privilege player program thing. And I was like, what do you really not see that it's exactly the same thing over there? Like, Remserp, it's been an hour, you gotta go. See you later, Remserp. You are paying as much, if not more, to have a fully built character in 2K. A 5-star again. What the fuck in blue? Dude, whaling in Lost Ark is actually crazy. Like you can spend a lot of money, and that's actually one thing that's so funny is like I'll watch someone whale for like Dang, camera. Wow, it's been an hour. I just been an hour already. All right, we're gonna let that cool down for a bit there. We'll let that cool down. We got to get the clone back, guys. We're going back to the clone. Anyway. Yeah, well, like, with Lost Ark, you can whale in that game, and you can, like... You could spend $300 for, like, a 5% damage upgrade or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you could spend so much money in Lost Ark just for, like, one character to get a slight damage upgrade. Or, like, you could spend that same amount of money in Genshin, and you would get, like, a 5-star. Like, a whole character. Like, I don't know. I just, like, it's relative. You know what I mean? Like, either way, you can spend a bunch of money in either market. And just because Lost Ark is not a mobile game, it still has those same monetization systems. And so I really, like, I had no idea what the heck. Like, I see people say stuff like that all the time. Like, WoW players will trash on gacha players. And it's like, you guys buy mounts. You guys are buying mounts. How much have they spent on WoW tokens? And then they complain about gacha? Like, bruh, like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, man. If it's called whaling in both cases, if you can whale in a game, then you have no right to complain about a different game where people are whaling. Like, you're selling the same thing, man. Like, now, you could say that it is fair to argue that certain games are more free-to-play friendly than other games. And in which case, I would agree that there are certain games that are more free-to-play friendly than other games. And in some games, I would think it's not so nice to sell them to people or like to represent them because they give a bad player experience for free-to-play players. But I do not see that as being the case for Genshin or Lost Ark. And anyway. Mimic tear flow. Exactly. I really like that stand-in because I love that little picture of Freddy there. Freddy looks so cute. He's such a cute boy. He's the best boy. Such a good... Oh, I could turn my light off while my camera's cooling off because, oh, that's nice. Like, I turn my light off and like within 10 seconds, my room is cooler. It's great. It's great. Immune to hydro damage, eh? We'll take care of that. They're just trying to justify their version of addiction. Exactly. Exactly. Like, and I'll be honest, like, I'm not really addicted to the gacha as much as just I really like the company and it's within my means. And also this is a business for me. So like it's a tax write-off to spend on this game. You know what I mean? Like there's more incentives for me to spend on this game than like the average person. And I understand that. And I totally recognize that like most people should not be whaling for like each unit that's coming out or whatever. I think they give a reasonable amount of primo gems to like maybe not to get always the unit you want, but they give you enough primo gems that like if you play over a long course of time, I've seen many free-to-play players have really good well-built accounts. You just have to be patient. And you have plenty of time because the game is still being developed. So like you have plenty of time to work on your account before it even matters. Like nothing matters right now. Like we have no pressing desire or need to have a well-built account. But imagine how bad some people are gonna feel when endgame actually comes out. Like when we actually get like a challenge in the game that requires you to have really well-built teams and accounts. Once we're at that stage in the game, then it's gonna be everyone else is gonna have to start playing catch up. They're gonna need to start building their units faster and stuff because they're gonna want to hit that point, right? It's just how people's brains work. But for people that have been playing the game for a long time, they're just gonna be like ready to go. You know what I mean? They're gonna be able to tackle that stuff like the instant it comes out. So yeah. Oh, I should swap my team. Let's do Geo. Yeah, Vaughn says, it's a really good point, Vaughn. says like, unlike us weebs who have accepted the core of our beings and made peace with the gacha hell, we can admit that we play gacha, but they can't. Exactly. And you know what's really important about that is that like people don't seem to respect like, okay, if you go to an anime convention and you spend a bunch of money on merch and just how's the game audio? It actually looks kind of loud. I'm gonna turn this down just a smidge. It kind of seems like the game audio is a bit loud here. I'm gonna okay, Paimon. No, please. Thank you. Anyway, if you go to an anime convention and you're a nerd, like you're a gamer, you're a nerd, you're just your average Joe nerd, and you spend hundreds of dollars on posters, on cosplay items, on t-shirts, and it's chill. No one cares. People will pat you on the back for that. People will be like, good job, Joey. You went out there and you got yourself your weeb stuff, and we're very proud of you. But then if you spend $300 on a gacha game, because it's basically like anime the game, you know what I mean? Like people all of a sudden it's like, how dare you? You have transgressed this imaginary line that we've put on the sand. How dare you? And I don't freaking get it, man. Imagine if Genshin Endgame will require proper team composition as well as require skill. C6R5 won't save wells. Yeah, it will. That's exactly what will happen. I can promise you that. Because here's the thing. They have created methods within Genshin to simply make it impossible for you to beat content unless your team is well built. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say you're running what's a good team that I think will have trouble later on? Like a lot of mono teams, I think are going to have issues later on, unless you know exactly what enemies you're about to fight. Because with a mono team, like let's say mono pyro, if you have to fight a pyrolector, it's game over. Like unless you have split damage types. Which is why I actually think that the meta in the long run is going to be how many different damage types can you fit into one team without diluting your power too much. Like, let me give you an example of why I think that. This team consists mostly of 5 stars, and what's really powerful about this team is not here. Whatever, you can kind of be on top of Kokomi, I guess. So what's really powerful about this team is not just that these units are really strong. It has Hydro, it has Animo, it has Cryo, and we have the Clam set, so we have physical damage. So you have 4 different damage types. And because of that, if there's a Cryo immune enemy, I use Kokomi. If there's a Hydro immune enemy, I use Shenhe or Chongyun or Kazuha. If there's an elemental immune enemy, I guess I can just use my Clam set and beat the crap out of it with Shenhe. You know what I mean? Like there's reasons why you would want this. You want to diversify your damage types. And that's why I think that this team is going to have ridiculous longevity. I'm almost certain that I'll be able to use this team till the very end of the game, and this team will always be busted, and this team will always be really good. Because even if they make content harder, I have diversified damage types, I have buffing, I have healing, I have everything that I need in this team. This is what I would call like a perfect team. Like it's just everything synergizes really well. There's almost no lack of synergy. It's great. All right. But it's also because I have C6 on these 2 units that kind of makes it a little bit different. But anyway, whew. Those units are also full of pretty people. That is so true. You're bringing out the most important points. You hope to visit a convention someday. It sounds like it'd be fun, expensive but fun. It doesn't have to be expensive, but that's just my point. Is that like what makes it so different than spending money or wasting money on other things? People waste money. Where are these little ruin guards at? Where are they? Where are you? Did I kill them already and I forgot somehow? I'm so confused. I'm just gonna spawn this so I can fight the things. It's called being a hypocrite. Just like you said, you can buy anime merch and no one will say anything, but if you spend $300 on a gacha game, then all of a sudden they judge you, and then I don't understand why. I agree with that. I have no idea why. Actually, giving a bonus to characters like Yunjin Yellen for elemental variety seems to point to this. Yeah, exactly. I think that they're trying to incentivize rainbow teams because they know that rainbow teams will be very powerful later on. Like, you lose out on team resonance, but let me give an example. I think one reason rainbow teams will be really useful is because, like, let's say Dendro and Electro work together to do some kind of like damage boosting effect for, like, I don't know, all damage or something. If that's the case, then you, like, for physical teams, you're going to run Cryo, Dendro, Electro, and that would make physical teams almost always like a rainbow comp. But they're trying to, they noticed that people are obsessed with like pyro resonance and stuff. So they're trying to, I think they're trying to give incentives for people to play rainbow comps by giving us those bonuses for having a variety of elements within one comp. I think it's a pretty smart strategy because most people don't really care about the the resonance for rainbow comps, the team resistance. You get 15% damage resistance to everything, physical and elemental damage. Even at C0, your cryo team might be the best team comp. Of course, with Ayaka will be even better. Yeah, no, see at C0, that team that I showed you, that freeze team, you would need Ayaka. Like, you would swap Chongyun for Ayaka if you had C0 Shenhe, C0 Kazuha, and then that team would be busted. But because I have C6 Kazuha and I have C6 Shenhe, I don't need Ayaka to be my carry. Shenhe's my cryo carry, and also, you know, a buffer at the same time. So I kind of open up that free slot, which I fill in with Chongyun, who gives me extra utility like cooldown reduction, and really still, I mean, and Chongyun still has really good burst damage. It's not as much as Ayaka, but it's still really good burst damage. And Chongyun is a fantastic battery. C6 Shenhe and C0 Ayaka will be busted. Well, yeah, I just don't really play Ayaka much. I should build her up at some point. Okay. Do I feel like... Chongyun has a low energy cost as well, so he will refresh the burst real fast. What did I do, Abyss? Wasn't that yesterday? Wait, no, wait. I took a day off yesterday. Tuesday, I did Abyss. I did it Tuesday. Swim, Albedo, swim. Yeah, it was a quick run. We went through Abyss really fast yesterday. Or not yesterday. God, I keep saying yesterday. Last stream. Oops. My burst was over. Feeling too lazy to finish Abyss yourself? Yeah, sometimes, you know what, like, if you're not feeling it, seriously, like, I don't know, sometimes Abyss is just too annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Like, for real, there's no shame in just being like, yeah, I don't really want to do this right now. I did mine yesterday. I think the entire Abyss took maybe 25 minutes. Yeah, it's like the exact same Abyss that we've been having. Like, they just copy-pasted their Abyss. So I pretty much just did what I did last time and ran the whole Abyss, and it was really easy. Albedo has really good drip, not gonna lie. Yeah, I love Albedo's burst. Albedo's burst is one of the most satisfying bursts. Feels so good. Just the sounds and everything all put together. His voice lines. Witness my great undertaking. You know, it's just like, so good. And his JP voice actor is also great. Also great. I just can't do JP voice. Oh, I forgot that you can't put his elevator down there. Rip. You're back, Axolotl. You got your dog. Oh. It was faster this time because you had C6 Ayaka. Oh. You only get to 8-2 because your character is not built nicely. Oh. Welcome to the stream, Kai. I'm sorry to hear that. If you want help building your characters, you're more than welcome. I have a Discord link pinned in chat there. We've got a lot of friendly people in there. More than happy to help you build your units if you're looking for the help. That is. If not, welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you being here. You know. I hope you're having a good day or night or whatever it is for you. Boom. Schmack, schmack. Schmack, schmack. After testing Hu Tao with Albedo, you can say you regret not getting him. Yeah, that's a common. I hear that a lot. Like, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I used to not want Albedo. I used to think that Albedo was like not that great. But then I got Albedo. It's just like he's really deceptive. Like, he looks so boring, and he looks like you just don't realize how much he does for your teams until you have him and you get to use him. And then I think everyone who tries him out gets like this you get like this appreciation for Albedo that most people don't have. I mean, he's great. He's hitting as hard as my Ito's charge attacks. So like, you see all these geo damage like all those geo numbers. Just feels good, man. Still farming Husk. Yeah, I feel it. Me too. Albedo grows on you over time, gameplay plus story-wise. Exactly. Oh man, his most recent event was such a so good. I love his personality. He's like my top 2 characters are Kazuha, Shenhe, but my 3rd favorite character is Albedo. It never gets really, it doesn't get talked about as much as the other 2, but he is my 3rd favorite character in the whole game. And there's a reason for that, because he is great. He is great. Da, 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 da. You were a bit bored earlier. You checked the JPVA for Alice. It's Kikuko Inoi. I probably butchered the pronunciation of that, but that's really cool. I don't know who, what else does she do? I'm not familiar with her. Albedo skin when? Oh my gosh. I would love an Albedo skin. For real. He's number 4 for you? Fair enough. They've only done female skins so far. We need some male skins, okay? The girls can wait a little bit longer. We need we need some husbando skins, okay? Diluc is looking a little crusty, you know? Albedo could use some fresh drip, even though he's already got drip. He could use some fresh drip, you know? Guys, we need if the next set of skins they release are not male skins, I will throw a riot. That's why you're asking. She was voicing a lady in Dimitrescu in Resident Evil for JP. Also plenty of anime, but I don't recognize any of them. Oh, okay. Oop. Hoyoverse, please fix Albedo and Diluc hair. They would look so much better. It's not like, I think it's just like the game models do not look the same as the splash art. And that's just the reason why it's like that. You didn't realize Albedo boosted damage that much? I know. It's deceptive. You don't, it's because he's not on field. I swear that's the only reason. People just like units that are on field and stuff. And when they hear that Albedo, you press a skill button and then you swap off. I think it turns a lot of people off. And they're like, oh, I don't want that unit. He sounds really dumb and boring. But like, he's actually just so good. But also, maybe that's part of the thing. You know, people underestimate him in the game and stuff. People underestimate his capabilities. So maybe, since you need a skin ASAP, yeah, at least some pants. Yeah, I'll be the genie for you, Flo. Should grant your wish. Okay, good. You better. It's better. I demand male skins. I demand it. Okay. I needs it. She's voicing Komi-san's mom. Not saying that don't look good, but to be honest, you can make the higher style as splash art. Yeah. I mean, I think that maybe they could use some updating. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if they can go back and update the models, maybe touch them up a bit in the future, that would be a good thing. There are a few units that could use some touching up. Official needs a new skin, like the Hersher of Sentience outfit. Saw fan art of it and it fits her personality so well after Team Honka Crossfit. Oh yeah. Interesting. That's an interesting idea. All right, let me get my camera turned back on. Be right back. 1 second. Okay. How's it going, chat? Okay. Where were we? Where were we? Goro needs that Miss Hina skin. Agreed. Agreed. I would use it if you got it. We get to see the glory of Goro's Miss Hina soon and can't wait for it. There's a smirk emote. We need more channel members to get more emotes in the channel for Caspian stuffs. All right. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna farm some mobs and stuff, but I think I'm just gonna go to face cam because we've been having some good discussions. I will be streaming Lost Ark after this, and also I know that trailer's gonna drop for that new Kuro Games new game. So we will be watching that on the Lost Ark stream, on the second stream. Friskies is like, Lost Ark, baby. Oh, where's my chat? What? There we go. I just looked over and I was like, oh, where are you at, chat? There you are. Hi. Okay. So gifted members coming soon. Yeah. That's really exciting. I'm very excited to get some gifted memberships in here. That should help spread the good word of Flowcat, help bring some new people into the community. You know, for those of you that want to support me, you know, I thank you in advance. Obviously. Yellen soon, like 4 days for her. Very excited. Have they updated Ayaka's banner yet? Let me look. No, it still just says before 2.6 ends, which is fine. I might have almost 110 wishes for Yellen by the time she drops. Because we're gonna have, make sure you, if you guys haven't bought your wishes yet out of the shop, we only have like 4 days left. So make sure you do that. And that's another really good thing about Yellen. She's dropping right when the shop will reset. So we'll get some free wishes, which is pretty cool. Yeah, good stuff. We're gonna be doing Lost Ark after this. We can chill and chat about Genshin for a while, but after this, it's weekly reset for Lost Ark today on, what is today? Today's Thursday. Today is weekly reset for Lost Ark. So on every Thursday, I'll probably have a bit more Lost Ark stuff to do. But yeah, I'm really excited. Really excited for the next patch. Very excited to see what the future holds for Genshin Impact. Okay. I'm seriously, like, I was not expecting her to be like, Yellen to be like so dependent on HP. Like, if she really has just flat out HP scaling, like, I'm still thinking about like what'll happen with like base attack on her weapon and stuff. Like, is that just going to be pointless? I don't know. I want to see what her weapon does. I hope that we hear about that soon. And then we should be getting the trailer. Like, we got the trailer already. We should be getting the demo soon, right? For Yellen. Next couple days or so. I'm looking forward to that. Her trailer was really cool, so her demo should be cool as well. Very much looking forward to that. Huh. Hope we get more info on Kuki too. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get info about her right before the patch drops, or if we might not get more info about Kuki until like her banner drops. I'm not sure. If there isn't more delays in 3 months, we should have Sumeru. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Like 2 patches, 12 weeks. Dang, that's crazy to think about. Sumeru is probably like 12 weeks away. It'd be cool if some weapons had something other than base attack, like a base defense sword or base HP. That would be interesting. That would be really interesting. Have no base attack. Wow, that would really make it like, that would make it like her bow, wouldn't it? Like there'd be no reason to pull that bow unless you unless you're able to get Yellen. Dang, that would actually be really kind of crappy for the weapon banner. Interesting. So many new games coming out the next few years. Patch 2.7, Yellen, Honkai Star Rail. You've seen the closed beta 2 gameplays. Interesting. New open worlds and now new open game from Kuro. Open world game from Kuro. Yeah, I can't wait to see that trailer. I can't wait. Awakened weapons. Oh no. What does that mean? But yeah, it is a good time for gamers, for real. Like, we're getting a lot of good stuff now. Probably get the banner announcements this Saturday or Sunday. Thank you, Akira. That sounds reasonable. You know, like a defense sword, crit damage without Beto. Yeah, except see, like, Albedo is split scaling. Like, this is why it's so weird. It's because, like, most of the units that we have are split scaling. Hu Tao is split scaling, Ayato is split scaling. You know, like Ito is split scaling. Even though he scales off of defense, he still scales off of attack as well. It's just split. And that's why it's so weird that she might, like, it seems like she scales exclusively off HP. Which means that there are just a lot less options to buff HP in the game currently. There's almost no options to buff HP. I'm kind of thinking that her bow is going to have base attack, and then it's going to have an HP scaling passive. Like, if I had to guess at what her weapon's going to be, it's going to be really low base attack. It's going to have a really high crit scaling passive, or substat, I mean, not passive, substat. And then it's going to have an HP scaling passive. So like the passive is probably going to be charge attack, skill and burst, scaling off of HP. And like I said, low base attack on the weapon, because actually, I don't know if you know this, the base attack is balanced with the substat. So if there's a high base attack, then the substat has less value in it. And if there's a low base attack on the weapon, the substat has more value in it. So realistically, if she had a really low base stat weapon, like she might have the lowest base stat weapon in the game, but it might have a really high, like one of the highest substat values. Like if it's crit damage, for instance, it might be like 90% crit damage or something just ridiculous. And then, like I said, an HP scaling passive. That's kind of what I was thinking. It would be cool. Oh, where are that? HP based weapon for Kokomi. Well, see, Kokomi already has her weapon. And see, that's the thing, is Kokomi's not even HP. Like, Kokomi is split scaling. Like, not even Kokomi is split scaling. The bell might find some use from a future Dendro unit if HP scaling becomes more popular. Like, yeah, that's another reason to assume that Dendro would potentially be HP EM scaling, because if Dendro's units scale off of Elemental Mastery and HP, then a Dendro Claymore user would benefit a lot from the bell, like a lot. Watch Varka be an HP scaling Dendro Claymore user, and the bell is like his best in slot 4-star weapon. Dude, Lei would kill me. He'd be so mad at me for calling it. I think Varka is going to be Dendro. Yellen is like Kokomi Goro in terms of scaling. Not really though, because Goro is split scaling too. You know what I mean? Yeah, Lei is mad at me for thinking that Varka is gonna be Dendro. No, because like Goro, his skill and his auto attacks and his charge attack and everything scales off attack except for his burst. Goro's burst scales off of an attack. His scale skill scales off of, sorry, burst scales off of defense, skill scales off of attack. For Albedo, his skill scales off of defense, his burst scales off of attack. You see what I'm saying? Like we don't have a unit that we don't have a unit where their charge attack scales off of defense, except for Ito, but Ito's a split scaling unit. He still benefits from attack. Like, do you see how different that is? Like, I'm just trying to make it clear how different it is for her if her kit really does just have base HP scaling. You didn't check their kits? That's fine. That's fine. I'm just letting you know. That's why it's so weird to me to think that she might be 100% HP scaling. Because if that's true, that's just going to be so different. It's just going to be very different. You're thinking Pyro with Varka because of Lion's Roar? Already have the Dandelion, right? Because of Lion's Roar. What about Lion's Roar? Is it like the weapon archive or something? You didn't realize how much split scaling there was? Yeah, there's a lot of split scaling. Almost every unit that has alternate scaling is split scaling. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, even Barbara. I'm pretty sure all of Barbara's damage scales off of attack. Let me check. Yeah. Barbara's elemental skill damage scales off of attack. And her auto attacks and charge attacks scale off of attack as well. So even Barbara is split scaling. I don't understand how they keep coming up with units that are so different. Kokomi doesn't scale with crit, so Yellen not scaling with attack isn't that much different. I mean, it's not that much different. It's just weird to me to think that like base attack is a dead stat. Like, that's a first. You know what I mean? Like, if base attack is a dead stat, then that's just so weird. It's just weird. That's just all I'm saying. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion and Skyrim, tons of lore and great gameplay. What about them? That's why I love Legend of Dragoon, great story and gameplay. Oh, okay. I hope they keep putting out the non-split scaling units then. I mean, it's definitely different. I could see them doing more of them too, for sure. I could see that happening. Makes artifacts more viable. Exactly. That was one of the big reasons people pulled Albedo in his first banner. During Albedo's first banner, a lot of people pulled him because they were like, hey, I keep getting these defense artifacts and I can actually make use of them. Well, now if you roll an HP main stat piece with crit, you know who gonna be getting that? Yellen. Interesting stuff though. Amos bow on Yellen is not gonna be good. Yeah, because Amos bow has attack substats. Yeah, any bow with attack substats is gonna be really bad on her. So like Hamayumi, Amos. I'm trying to look. Skyward Harp is gonna be kind of bad on her too, actually, because Skyward Harp has a high base attack, but the passive isn't really gonna be that useful for her. I think Elegy will be a good bow for her. I think Polar Star is gonna be actually bad for her. No, Polar Star will be bad. Dang, there's not a lot of fight. Like, Elegy should be okay. Sacrificial bow will be okay. Favonius will be good. You're pretty much gonna put a support bow on her. Stringless could be good. Actually, Stringless might be one of her best weapons. Thinking about it, elemental skill damage and elemental burst damage. Oh heck, I'm gonna have to work on my string list. My string list is only 80 out of 80. Yellen will not be 100% HP scaling. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Based on what they released, it seems like it. Based on what they release. Ow. Yellen will not be 100% HP. Oh wait, I already read that. That's why ER weapons will be good. Even 3 stars can work as HP scaling bows exist. So there's another content creator event for Twitch streamers. Yeah, I saw that. Like they're trying to save Twitch, which is very silly. Like Genshin has kind of teamed up with Twitch a lot. And I think that they want to see Twitch succeed, but I don't think Twitch is going to succeed. So like right now, Hoyoverse is trying to recruit people to stream on Twitch for Genshin. And I don't really think that that's a great idea. Because eventually Twitch is going to go down and they're going to have, those content creators are going to have to move to YouTube anyway. Maybe you should apply. Yeah, if you guys want to apply for free Primo gems. You have to stream for like 24 hours total during the event, and then you get Exhausted Axolotl told me it's like 600 Primo gems, like 640 or something. I'm gonna go ahead and quit out of Genshin here. Okay. Yeah, Exhausted Axolotl is doing it for the Primos. Here, I'm gonna follow. I gotta follow this Twitter account. Wait. Oh heck. Bro, I'm so excited for this new game. Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves. One of the characters on the banner for Wuthering Waves looks like my favorite character from PGR. So that already makes me excited. Wuthering Waves. Not even a 10 pull. Yeah, it's like not much. If Twitch want to be stingy with the streamer's payment, then man, Twitch should go down. Yeah. I think over time, Twitch will go down. I think Twitch is on a downward spiral. Look, here's the honest truth. Amazon is trying to pull money back from Twitch because they've lost money on Twitch. Amazon invested in Twitch and it has lost them money. So they're cutting pay to streamers. They're trying to make a return on their investment, and then they're going to shut down the website. That's what's going to happen with Twitch. They're going to continue to screw their streamers. They're going to continue. They're already getting rid of exclusivity. So what's the point of signing a contract with Twitch now so that they can pay you a penance for your efforts? You know, like they're going to just pull their money back from Twitch as much as they can through ad revenue and by cutting pay to streamers, and then they're going to shut down the website. So YouTube strong. Twitch is going to be bombarded with streamers for a week. Yeah, and none of them will get discovered because like there's going to be hundreds of thousands of new Genshin streamers for a week, and it's not going to actually benefit anyone. Lost Ark stream is going to be the Wuthering Waves trailer waiting room. Exactly. YouTube for the win. Yeah. YouTube is definitely definitely the better long-term investment. If you're thinking about doing content creation or streaming, then YouTube is the better long-term investment. The thing about Twitch, everyone gets attracted to Twitch because there's the thought that maybe you'll blow up on Twitch and you'll become like this big streamer and you'll make lots of money, right? You've already missed the window for that. Like, sorry to say, but if you are thinking about starting a Twitch career now, it's already so late in the game that by the time your career starts, the website will shut down. So like what I'm saying is that like everyone that's starting on Twitch right now better also be doing stuff on YouTube, or else they're gonna have a mixer situation where they're like only on one platform, and then that platform dies, and then they're stuck there because they have no other outreach. They're just literally on one platform. It sucks that Amazon is screwing Twitch over. Yeah, but Twitch is also screwing themselves over. You know what I mean? Like, they could have done a lot more to save the platform. Like, I know a lot of people on Twitch have requested a lot of things that have never happened. That could have made the platform better and last longer and reach more people. But Twitch has stayed too niche. Like, Twitch is too niche of a platform, and it's not gaining popularity. So rip Twitch. Twitch did their contracted creators dirty for a long time. Yep. Yeah, Twitch contracts were the biggest trap for people for the longest time. Because think about it like this. If you sign exclusivity, you're hurting yourself. And what are they providing you? Nothing. Barely anything, really. And also, like, I've heard from very many streamers that, like, Twitch doesn't care about you. You know what I mean? Like, if you try to reach out to them and talk to them about anything, like, they literally just, you'll get an automated response. They do not care about their creators. And I've been on YouTube support, and like, literally, now I can speak from experience. I've already used the content creator support programs from YouTube, and I chatted with a live person. Like, literally, when I had a problem with something on YouTube, I was able to go to the creator support thingy, and I was able to like live chat with a live person to help me figure out what was going on. And they helped me for like an hour. So like, obviously YouTube has invested way more into making sure that creators have the tools that they need on their platform. It's just not so much with streaming. You know, YouTube is a video platform for the most part. Streaming is something kind of new to them. So that's why we're getting gifted memberships and why we've gotten a crappy raid system. But it's only uphill from here with YouTube. And that's the thing, is that people don't want to bet on YouTube. They want to bet on Twitch because they think Twitch is like the king of streaming. But I think that image is dying. People are realizing that Twitch is dying. So people are starting to give up on it. Twitch has already lost so many big content creators, and it's so disheartening because I've spent so much time and met so many good people on Twitch. But yeah, those good memories don't go away just because Twitch is going away. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, we should just hope that Twitch was the conduit for streaming to become a priority. Like, the reason why YouTube is competing with Twitch is because they see the audience on Twitch as potential audience members on YouTube in the future. Like, they see millions of people that are willing to spend hours a day watching content creators on Twitch, and they want to compete with that. Like, it's good ad money. It's not like it's bad ad money. It's just that, like, Twitch is poorly managed, and there's not much you can do about that. It's weird. I enjoy the challenge of split scaling characters, but also hate building them. And that's completely normal. Split scaling characters are hard to build. They're fun to play, but they're hard to build. That's normal. There's nothing weird about that. All right, guys. I'm gonna start wrapping up here and prepare for my Lost Ark stream, which will probably start in about 20 minutes or so. Like, I'm gonna go eat a little snickety snack and prepare for my Lost Ark stream after this. If you want to join in, oh shoot, you can obviously hit the subscribe button, like button, all that good stuff, and all that good jazz. You can also join my Discord. I ping my Discord every time I go live for people that are interested in live streams. That's a thing. Twitch also has 30-second unskippable ads now. Yeah, and also like if you watch an ad and then you switch streams, you have to watch another ad. Like it doesn't remember that you watched an ad. It's so bad. You know, Flo, I'm planning to start YouTube. One thing I'm scared of is my English. Hope I can succeed since gaming is the only thing I'm good at and enjoy. Burning passion about gaming. Aw. Well, I wish you luck, Pardine. Of course I wish you luck. Everyone like to stream before it ends and leave a comment after. That's a great idea. Sure. We'll be there. Probably might fall asleep. That's okay. Also, because I've been getting bots spamming my comment sections on streams, I made it so that only on streams, not on videos. On streams, I have to approve comments before they are posted. So if you post a comment and you don't see it immediately, it's just because I have to approve it because my comment sections were getting spammed by freaking porn bots, dude. These guys are relentless. It's like they're in your chat, they're in your comments, they're everywhere, dude. Like I'm about to start. I'm surprised I don't see hot air balloons outside with these freaking porn bots. Like, I digress. I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll start stream soon. I'll see ya in a little bit. Okay. All right. And as always, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Peace, everybody.